Hey guys, it's Will. Hopefully you're having a great day today. In this video, we're going to be going over APLD, Applied Digital. They recently sold off. This is a company, a stock that has had a lot of downward momentum today especially. You can see they're down about 35%. Now, this morning, we were trading some companies. Some of our positions are up in our live session. SOXL is up. We saw CTM was doing all right. But then we take a look at APLD. We actually went to trade this. We bought what was already a 20% dip essentially. Very small position here. Continued down after even buying in here. You can see it's sold down. So now we're seeing it down here and we're wondering, okay, full break in pattern. So two things to look at. If you go back on the 1 year, you might see this trend that's been happening where it's been consistently starting to get some momentum. You can kind of see the trend line here. See this level. And we were playing that, and then it sold off more. So now what's the new trend? Well, the next support is really down at about $3. So this previous support is where it's headed to. When you go down to, let's say, the 1 week, or let's call it the 1 month with a shorter time frame, and you look at the trend recently, it's a downtrend. So you have this lowering. You could see lower highs. You got a break below the 200-day moving average there, that green line. And right now, here's this level here. It's really not looking too hot. So again, this is the support, lowering support. Maybe that new level is down to $3 somewhere in there. It's possible. But we're in this downtrend now with APLD. So what do? A couple things. I want to talk about the company, but I also want to talk about how we manage the position, right? Because obviously, you can see it's down $160, not anything crazy. We're still up on the week. We had a good trade yesterday, and the day before was going well. So it's fine. But when we look at the APLD stock, they recently reported earnings, and they came up just short. Apparently, they came up okay in, I think it was revenue, in revenue they missed. In earnings per share, they were okay. So take a look at some of their recent earnings, and you'll see that it wasn't that favorable. They still have 100% buy ratings from a lot of analysts. So the buy ratings are there. You take a look at the institutional holdings, and you might say, before we even get into this, why would a company like BlackRock or Vanguard or State Street invest heavy amounts into this company? Because as you can see, they got, what is that, $82 million. BlackRock and Vanguard's got $68 million. These are big companies. Morgan Stanley, okay, Charles Schwab investing into this APLD. So why would they invest in it? First of all, the first reason why is because APLD helps build a lot of, and by the way, this type of sell-off, just to kind of clarify, this is a sell-off that is not small. Okay, this is a big time sell-off, which indicates some institutional sales. This is not fully retail. There's no way. 36% in a day. Yeah, this is absolutely some of the institutions that we just showed here potentially might have sold some shares today. Now we could take a look deeper, but let's look at the truth of what's happening here. First thing is, it wasn't just here. You got Tesla. Let's see, Bank of America, Applied Digital. Is that true? Did Tesla sell off? Yeah, we see some red here. Nvidia is in the green. Some of the other stocks, that we traded this morning were in the green, but this one, and along with Tesla, some of robotics selling off a little bit there, but really they're leading the way. They're the number one most read stock on our AI watch list. And when you're asking, why does BlackRock invest? Why? It's because they build the data centers that are the infrastructure for AI. So take a look at their sites. They have this recent announcement, Macquarie, to invest up to $5 billion in Applied Digital AI data centers. They have the epicenter of AI built here, designed for inception to accommodate unique needs of AI factory deployments. You can take a look at how they plan to utilize workloads that are more efficient and environmentally sustainable there. And I mean, at the end of the day, you look at them, you see some of their partnerships that they have. You got Super Micro, you got Nvidia, trusted by Nvidia, Dell, Intel, and some legit, testimonials from these other companies. And then you look at some of their recent investor news that they share. And it's been pretty good. I mean, they got financing here, 375 million financing with SMBC to support Ellendale HPC campus. They got a $5 billion partnership for data centers there. They're building new data centers, what seems to be quite often. They did do some convertible notes, as you can see. So they were raising money as well in some instances. But it seemed that they were, securing. There's new facilities, new data centers that they were announcing, $50 million here, $25 million there. And you looked at the financials of the company and we thought, yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Here's what's going on. So with their recent earnings, you just have institutional sales. It's really similar to what you have, for example, we see AMD stock crush earnings like they double revenue or something like that, and then the stock continues to sell off. There was no pattern. I mean, it wasn't indicating a full recovery. In fact, we were buying here already in a downtrend. There's no doubt about it. So that's one thing to note. We weren't seeing bullish momentum. It was already bearish. Let's just get that straight. Now, how do you manage a position when you buy? I mean, we already bought after it sold off 20% or something, just a little bit under that. But, it is a small position, so it was more of like, let's see how this does. But now that it's sold down and you're in the position, you have a few options. Most of the time, we want to, I would say, set a stop loss, but not so close that it gets hit right away. If we were watching this very, very closely throughout the day, I probably would have said I would set a stop somewhere around this 397 because it's a previous support. But now that we see the trend and we see this downtrend the way that it is, it's possible it keeps selling down. But before that, there's a few things to consider. This is a previous resistance here, a lowering resistance. Do you guys see this previous resistance lowering? And if you drag that into where we are now, right here, it's possible that it sells down some more and we get it down into maybe this $3 range even, which would not be ideal. But it is possible that we see a recovery in this trend up to this $4.40 range somewhere in here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little experiment here. We're at this previous support. Maybe it bounces, maybe it doesn't. But what I'm anticipating, as this is an overall, like we go back the 1 year, we did see an overall kind of momentum building here. Maybe, right? We're starting to see some momentum. Because of the trend and how it's down here, right at this kind of rising level, right? Even though it's sold down so much, I'm going to stay in this APLD. It's more of an experiment. We're not doing this to make a ton of money. Like there's other trades we make where we say this is a 1 week trade and it looks beautiful. This is the trend. If it happens, then this would be some more freedom. This would pay for multiple trips for us, or this would really be life-changing. This is not any life-changing type of trade for us. This is just more of an experiment. And what we're looking at is, can we see this trend, if it holds true in the downtrend even, recover here, or is it just going to fall off a cliff? I think there's a good chance that I'm going to see it recover, and let's see what happens. I'm going to cover the stock again later this week. Is it going to be recovered back into this range, or is it just going to continue to just fizzle out and sell down? It's possible. But that's kind of the update on that one. I wanted to give you guys the rundown. Some of the stocks that we're in right now that were up a little bit, we got SOXL, so the semiconductor market has had a recent really nice rebound. One of the companies we're watching closely, CTM, as well. Nvidia was up. That pushed our portfolio a little bit. AMD was up a little bit. I guess Tesla is up still just a tad, but the overall market down about 0.1%. So maybe ends the day green, maybe it's red. We'll see. just a few more minutes left in the trading day. So again, I want to give you guys that lesson. Where we made the mistake was buying when it was already in a downtrend and not waiting to see that it was an uptrend. And it was more of a, hey, this stock's already down 20% today. Let's see if it recovers. And we got it with less confirmation, or really doing more of our due diligence that we do. And so now we're in this position. How do we manage it? I would say I'm going to have a stop somewhere around this $3 range if it doesn't hold. If it holds, excellent. Maybe we see a recovery into here and we close it out. That's the plan. Now, when it comes to these types of trades, we like to focus on fundamental analysis, technical analysis, as well as trade live every morning at market open. And if you guys ever want to see us trade tech, space, quantum, or any of the above, I would encourage you guys to simply take a look at the second link in the description. That's Stockmate. That's where you get to watch me trade live every morning and surround yourself with other investors and like-minded individuals. So again, it's that second link in the description. Thank you guys for watching. If I earned your thumbs up, hit that like button. Do consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video.